and welcome to the Rugby Roundup and a special episode on next year's Women's Rugby World Cup. My name is Big Mike. Let's talk some rugby. Now please, if you want to talk to me about anything, Instagram Big Mike Sports NZ, YouTube at Big Mike Sports, but that's not why we're here. Let's look at the draw for next year's World Cup and who's going to play who as we advance through to the final. Alright, this draw was done a couple of weeks ago. Fixtures were released last week. Let's look at how this all looks. The World Cup next year will be held in England, final at Twickenham. England are going into this as the incredibly heavy favourites. They are ranked first in the world. They have had one loss since 2019, that to the Black Ferns of New Zealand in the last World Cup final. Alright, so the draw for this one is simple. There are 16 teams ranked in 4 different groups. The top group having teams ranked 1 to 4, second group having 5 to 8, etc., etc. Okay, so currently the world rankings are interesting. You've got England in first, Canada in second, New Zealand in third, and France in fourth. This is also how the pools were drawn, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's start with Pool A. Pool A is arguably and most likely the pool of death. This one has the first ranked England. It also has the 5th ranked Australia, who just came off a victory in WXV2. We have the USA, who are ranked in 9th place in the world rankings and were in WXV1 after qualifying over Australia earlier this year, and the 15th ranked Samoan national team. England will have some tough games to get out of this one. They will likely win it. Australia and USA will be playing for a quarterfinal spot, even though in most World Cups you would say both of these teams will go through. But we can't forget about Samoa in Pool A, who will be looking to damage and get the big upset over someone. Okay, Pool B. Canada, second ranked team. Came second in WXV, came oh so close to defeating England in that WXV1 final, or not final, but the game that essentially was the final. We've also got the 7th ranked Scotland, the 10th ranked Wales, and the 17th ranked Fiji. Fiji are a bit of a wild card in this one. They can cause an upset and they can get beaten by 50 points. Scotland versus Wales. This may come down to form next year. Both these teams will meet in the Six Nations. Scotland came very, very close to winning WXV2. Wales, on the other hand, did not do very well in WXV2, but they did get a win over Japan, coming 5th out of 6. Canada, likely winners in this one. Scotland, potentially likely second place qualifiers. Now, Pool C. Oh, this one's juicy. We have New Zealand, the 3rd ranked New Zealand, and Ireland, the 6th ranked Ireland team. Now, this is interesting because, as you may recall from a few weeks ago, Ireland got a huge win over the Black Ferns of New Zealand. So New Zealand will not be feeling easy going into this one. We also have 11th ranked Japan, who did come last in WXV2, and the 13th ranked Spain, who won WXV3. Chances of Japan or Spain defeating Ireland and New Zealand are slim, but they will have hope. The big game in all of pool play, even more so than Australia versus USA or England versus Australia, is likely to be New Zealand versus Ireland. Pool D also has a juicy contest. Now, France are 4th ranked and will be leading Pool D and going into this one as favourite. Then we have the 8th ranked Italy and the 12th ranked South Africa. If you remember from WXV2, Italy defeated South Africa to finish in 3rd, with South Africa finishing in 4th. Also, we have Brazil, and we haven't heard about Brazil in women's international rugby, most likely because of their ranking of 41st, but they did qualify through the Americas qualification system. Now I'm going to get into hypotheticals, and we're going to go purely based on world rankings and using that as a template to look at our quarterfinals. From Pool A, we're assuming that England finished first, Australia finished second, USA in third. In Pool B, Canada first, Scotland second, Wales third. In Pool C, New Zealand first, Ireland second. In Pool D, France first, Italy second. Okay, and here's the interesting part. First quarterfinal is the winner of Pool C versus second place in Pool D. This will be Italy versus the winner of New Zealand versus Ireland. And they will play the winner of Pool B, most likely Canada, and second place in Pool A, Australia or the USA. So the winner of the New Zealand-Ireland match will potentially and most likely skip England until the final. So they will not have to play England in the semi-final. If rankings go as rankings are at the moment, Canada, New Zealand in one semi-final. That means the winner of Pool D, France, playing second place in Pool C. That's France versus Ireland or France versus New Zealand. Winner of Pool A, England, versus second place in Pool B, likely Scotland, potentially Wales. So, if rankings are in place, we're looking at the semi-finals being New Zealand versus Canada and England versus France. Obviously, that can all change. Canada could get upset by the Scottish. England could have a ridiculous upset from Australia or the USA. Ireland and New Zealand can interchange that first spot. Judging by rankings, this actually lines up very well. Second and third, first and fourth. What's going to happen? We don't know. It's so exciting. Next year, it kicks off on the 22nd of August, finishing in the last weekend of September. Who's going to win the World Cup? Are England going to stroll and reclaim their throne? Or could Canada, New Zealand, France, Ireland, Australia, Scotland, Italy, USA, Wales, South Africa, could someone else cause a big upset and really change the landscape of women's international rugby? It is so exciting. We'll look at what happens next year. We're going to start with the Six Nations, see how form is looking, moving forward into the World Cup next August. What an exciting time. Thank you for listening to the Women's Rugby World Cup 2025 quick preview. Oh, who do you think's going to win? Oh, all signs point to England. But really, every horse has its day, you know. Ah, what a wonderful cliche. Okay, team. Thank you again for joining me here. Big Mike Sports on the Rugby Roundup Special Edition. I know it's not exciting, but it is exciting. And next year we'll be digging deep into the Women's Rugby World Cup. Good luck to everyone involved. Now please, to all my lovely listeners around the world, make sure you all have a beautiful week and you watch some beautiful rugby.